Now moving up into the glutes. This is where I do like to switch to a foam roller into the glutes, particularly just because the sacrum is there and there's a lot of bony surface, and on top of a PVC pipe it doesn't feel that great. So you sit on top. Now if all you have is one foam roller, again, just stay with that, do the whole lot. I'm going to switch between a few of these products here just so you can see how they're used. So here, you're not on the sit bones, not the bones you sit on, you're just behind those, closer up to the top of the pants level here or the tailbone. You can lean back, hands are here, and you're just rolling. Basically this helps to kind of release the glute fibers where they attach to the sacrum. Then you can roll to one side. This is going to get more into like your piriformis. So in this side here, if I wanted to target that quite a lot, you can do it a couple of ways. With your knees bent, you can straighten out the leg, bring your leg on top, and that might hit it even more. Or you can bring your elbow down and kind of dig into it here. It's important for you to go both with a rolling motion over the top and for you to stop and do a little bit of cross friction as well. Okay? And you're going to do that on both sides, rolling those out side to side. Cross friction. And what you'll feel is that if you reach out here and touch your hip bone on the outside, this is your greater trochanter. If you touch here, and then you kind of touch your sacrum or your tailbone, you're in between those 2 points there, and that's going to be kind of where your piriformis, some of your glute, and other muscles are. They're layered on top of each other, and that's the point for what you're kind of aiming for when you do this roll. Next comes the ITband. Now the ITband is notoriously one of the most painful areas to roll in the body. So if this is your first time rolling your ITbands, for sure you definitely want to use like a softer foam. Again, for me, I go all the way through a PVC pipe when I do mine. The ITband is pretty dense, fibrous tissue, and takes a while to be broken up. So to get to that ITband, you want to be on your side. That greater trochanter bone that we talked about, that's going to be the top part of the ITband, and the outside of the knee is the bottom part. You don't want to roll over the bony surfaces, and that's a general rule for all rolling. You don't want to roll necessarily right on a bony surface. You want to stay within the belly of the tissue that you're on. So the ITband runs up through there. It's long. You can cut it in half like you did with the hamstring and the calf, and you're going to do that 8 to 10 pass rule. Again, rolling up and down. Here you may find too that just turning the foot out a little bit and getting kind of that lateral outside border of the quads, or turning it in a little bit and getting into that biceps femoris, which is one of your hamstring muscles, you may find that's more therapeutic. So roll, roll, roll. I can tell you today, my bicep femoris is much more therapeutic. Woo. And here, like I found a little spot, that's tender. I'm going to hold there and breathe. Add a little cross friction massage. And then roll it out, okay? Real simple, just like that. So you do the ITband on one side. Now, once you finish with that ITband, you're going to come off and roll, and you're going to hit the other side, okay? Just real quick, bam, hit the other side. And then once you get done with those, you want to take the leg, one of the legs, whichever one you want, and we want to hit the adductors. Now the adductors are a little awkward because to get to them, it's almost like you're restricted by your flexibility. So let me suggest two different things. If you have the flexibility to stay on the ground and turn your foot in and just roll the inner thighs that way, great, go for it. And you can get that many different ways. Here, the adductors are just like the ITbands. They're going to be really long and they're on the inside of the leg here. However, I find that if I just use my other foam roller as something to roll against, I can make it where I have this angle that's much easier to get to my adductors. So then I bring it here, and all I have to do is turn my leg in just a little bit, and you can see I've got my entire adductor on this, and I can roll it really, really well. And that's probably the best I've ever gotten to my adductors is with that, okay? So just a simple roll there, up and down, again treating it just like the ITband. And a lot of people, when you do this, you'll find your adductors are extremely tender, much like the ITband. And it's very common to have some deep trigger points in that adductor magnus or some of those other bigger muscles there. So roll that out really well. After you get done with that, it's time for the quads. Quads, again, pretty tender, especially in runners and weightlifters. You're going to find those to be pretty tender. So the quads are going to be from where the hips flex all the way down to the top of the knee. Okay? And it's a big muscle. You might want to divide it into two, just like we've done with the other big muscles. So do the lower part first. You want to roll right just above the kneecap. Feet turn straight, then turn the feet out, and then turn the feet in. Okay? And then you'll come further up the leg to the top part. Same thing here. Rolling it, turning those feet in, and turning those feet out. Okay? For the super brave, you can try and do one quad at a time. I'll tell you, it's very tender though. So just again, work within a safe level of tenderness when you're working on yourself. This is not supposed to be excruciating pain. I would say that if you were going to grade this on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst pain ever, you probably want to keep it below a 6 or 7 for most of the places you're going to roll. Okay, so that is most of the lower extremity. The last part of the lower extremity is the shins. Now the shins have that tibia bone running down the front of them, but right to the sides of those are the anterior tibialis and some of the peroneals, and those can get really tender with running and like shin splints. So on a foam roller, definitely not on a PVC pipe, you're going to roll those shins. And those, basically you're on your knees on top, and you're going to kind of roll to one side and then roll to the other side to target those areas. So here is just rolling straight. That's going to feel like it's mostly on top of the tibia bone and getting just a little bit of the anterior tibialis. But as soon as you roll to the side just a little, you're going to really target one leg. Like right now I'm targeting my left leg, and I'm just nailing those shins. It's great for shin splints. Here, and then hitting the other side, rolling in and out. Again, keeping my hands close to me, where my center of gravity is, not way out here, because then it's really hard to do. Okay? So, boom, in and out. Okay. That gets most of our lower extremities and takes care of just opening those up.